all glory and praise unto the Lord Yahawah, by Hashem Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, and Barakatah Yahawashi. Give all glory and all praises unto the Lord. Yahawah being the Father, Yahawashi being His only begotten Son. Like I said before, this is Brother Malachi coming at you again through the Spirit and power of Hashem Yahawashi, coming in the way of the Ba'ashem Kakodash, which is the Holy Spirit of truth. Just give me a moment. Let me get my phone on the charger real quick. And we're going to hop into a lesson. I don't know if this is going to be an impromptu lesson. I don't want to go too deep or overly go into this topic because I feel like it's pretty plain. But this is just more serving, speaking to brothers and the congregation, Akim, Akwafs. Mostly brothers though, mostly the brothers. As a warning, because it's crazy out here. So hold on. I wanted to, hold on real quick. Let me go here. Salakia. But yeah, I wanted to just touch on this video. The Spirit's on me to do a little something on this particular video. So first off and foremost, let's this is a 30-second clip I've seen on WorldStar. I frequent WorldStar to get particular information because they upload majority of the folly, but it's a lot of good information, a lot of spiritual things that happen, in the world. And this one particularly irked me. It was like, yeah, let me do a video on this because let me get a precept. So like, yeah. Because Job goes into Babylon. Job goes into this place. And let me get that precept. Because I'm in the spirit of constantly reminding not only myself, but since we're in the faith and we're in this faith together as a collective, you constantly got to be on point, constantly got to have your head on a swivel because, the spiritual demon Satan is out here trying to sift brothers, trying to destroy brothers. So we really got to be on point, man, like damn near at all times. Sometimes you don't feel like you can even breathe, or you can lax, or you can take a break sometimes, unless you're in the comfort of your own home, damn near. But once you go into that world, to the world of, when you step outside your crib and you're around people and you're in the public, you be on your best behavior, man. We got to be on point, man. Because Satan, through the Spirit, is gonna come try to fuck with us via people, via circumstances, via maybe you got a car problem, maybe a woman, or something. He gonna come, some family member, something gonna happen, and it's never gonna fail, because like the scriptures say, this is a trial of our faith. So what the spiritual demon Satan is trying to do, and we know that the spiritual demon Satan on the left-hand side has, the Edomites, which are the physical representation of Satan on the planet. The devil that the Bible speaks of, the wicked. Satan, uses them, but Satan can use anyone. Satan can use your woman. Satan can use your mother. Satan can use whoever he wants to come through to or whatever situation that he uses to come through to prick at you, to annoy you, to ultimately, the whole point is to overthrow your faith. Satan, through these various means, Yahawashi is going to allow Satan, just like he allowed Satan to buffet Job and to come against him in various fashions, come against his health, come against his family, come against his woman bugged out on him and she left, I believe, or whatever. That's what that, and we claim to be the men of the Lord. We're going to go through various diverse temptations in this faith. And I woke up with that in my spirit when I seen this video, and we're going to get into the video in a second, but I got to, set the precedent. I got to set the tone. We got to be careful, man. We really got to be careful. We got to be looking left. We got to be looking right, because he out here. The spiritual demon Satan is out here, and he will use these low-level NPCs, these low-level wicked individuals that you call humans in this world, that you see every day, that you drive by every day, that you work with, to literally to attempt to try to destroy you, to attempt to try to bring you down. Because what they don't know, but what we know, is we have something that these people don't have. We have that light. We have that wisdom. We have the Rakakwadash. We have the Holy Spirit dealing with us. The Lord is dealing with us. And so we have to maneuver and move in such a fashion as to where we don't give Esau, our enemies, the spiritual demon Satan, an avenue to come in and try to destroy us completely. Now, he's going to come in and do his damage. He's going to come in and hit you with a few hooks. But it's our job to get up and keep it pushing. And don't give him that ultimate finishing blow to the point where, boom, bada bing, you out the truth. You not believing. You not teaching. You don't care about the names no more. All of that is going to happen if you allow him to ultimately get you with that knockout blow and he wins. Because we're in a very, 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 very overly polluted and wicked place. Okay, from the kings to the presidents, to elites, that trickles down to the people. These individuals, whether they be Edomites, Israelites, Moabites, Ammonites, whatever the fuck, these individuals that we surround ourselves with day after day are bugged the fuck out. They're wicked as hell. So they're liable to have spiritual demon Satan possess them to do some fucked up crazy shit, to try to overthrow you, to try to get you to bug out, to try to get you to crash out, to try to get you to lose it. And this is why we must pray to the Lord Yahawashi daily, to the best of our ability. Everyone's in the flesh, so everyone slips. There's certain days I go and I don't, and I'll be like, damn, I forgot to pray that day, or I didn't get a prayer up that day. What's going on? What's up with me? But that's why we constantly examine ourselves through the Spirit of Yahawashi to be better, and we ask the Lord to make us, better men and better Israelites day in and day out, so that we can continue to serve the Lord. But coming to serve the Lord comes with temptations, comes with pain and long suffering, and you go through things, so keep that in mind. But I'm just saying to keep brothers in the spirit, to keep their sword sharp and their mind sharp, because we're coming even further and further into the last days, so we're finna see things, and people are finna do things that they might normally wouldn't have done, just moving different because of the wickedness that's within them, that can easily be brought out by spiritual demon Satan. And ultimately, everything that happens to us most of the time is to get us to crash out, is to get us to go against the Lord. That's what Satan is trying to do. He's trying to get us out of this truth. He's trying to get us to refute Yahawashi. That's the ultimate goal. Get these niggas out the truth, refute the Lord, denounce Yahawashi, quit serving him, quit teaching the name, quit doing everything. basically they, ultimately say fuck the Lord. That's what that's the goal that's what the Edomites, our enemies, are trying to get us to do. That's what our enemies outside of Esau, Edom, are trying to get us to do, because they don't want us to rise to the level of which we are going to rise to, which is what being gods, being perfectly aligned with our power, being perfect, entering into this marriage that we're entering into with our Lord Yahawashi, Yahawashi, like it speaks about in Jeremiah 6 and 2 or 1 or 3, 6, 2, 1. It's one of those where it speaks about how Israel is, likened, or for paraphrasing, unto a comely and delicate woman. So we're enter into that marriage, okay? But do you really think our enemies want us to be aligned perfectly with our power? No. So they're going to do everything in their ability, everything in their power, send whoever they got to send, whatever it may be, to get you to lose it, to crash out, to do something against your better judgment that ain't right, that is something that's like, I shouldn't be doing this. This is going to get me caught up. So we got to continue to fear the Lord, because, hey, more and more tests, more and more tribulation that we must get through is coming upon us. But we're going to overcome it, and we're going to overcome all of this, okay, through the name of the Lord Yahawashi. But in order to do that, we will be tested. We will be tried. We're going to be tried. So this is Job. We're going to get into it real quickly. Sorry for, being kind of long-winded, but if you don't like it, you can desubscribe and get the fuck off my channel. Now, this is Job 10 and 21. It says, before I go, whence I shall not return. And he was prophesying about the kingdom of Babylon, because I'm sure Job, or the men of the Lord of old, of the ancient times, are back in reincarnation here. Some of them are in the spirit world, and some of them are on the earth, be doing what they've been doing in the past. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, roughly paraphrasing. So they're here, we're here, and we're doing the same things we've done then. So the water to the Lord Yahawashi, Yahawashi for that. It says, before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. And this is where we are. And this is why, the earth has been given to the hand of the wicked. The king is wicked. The people are wicked. The homeless is wicked. Everybody's fucking wicked. And the only ones that's trying to strive for righteousness is the elect. So we're like a tiny pebble surrounded by a lot of large boulders that are trying to crush us, trying to crush the little pebble. But we gotta continue to maintain our integrity and maintain our faith in Yahawashi, because Yahawashi is gonna protect that pebble. He's gonna protect us. He's gonna protect that particular stone, if you will, because the Lord likened us unto precious stones within the scriptures as well. When you go into, I want to say that's 1 Peter's. Let me get that. Salaki, hold on. And then I'm gonna go back to that Job. We'll read the rest of that. Now this is real quick, the point, verse 7. It says 1 Peter's 2nd chapter 7th verse. It reads, "Unto you therefore which believe in who? Believe in what? This truth, the faith, Yahawashi, the 100% truth, the 100% biblical true narrative of what the Lord is coming back to do, who he's coming back to deliver, which, is the elect, first and foremost, the 1/3, and to destroy the 2/3 and really put everything back in order. Right now, things are not in order, so we're dwelling in a place of disorder. So shit, that means anything can happen, anything, damn near. It's not gonna be, well, this supposed to go like this because that's the right thing. That don't matter, because we're in a wicked place. So things are gonna go every which way but right sometimes. And even still, we have to maintain our integrity and not fucking crash out. It says, "Unto you therefore which believe in Yahawah, Yahawashi." It says he is precious. Let's go into that word precious and see what it says, because I haven't went to that word before. So it says thaima. I believe is how you would say that in Hebrew, thaima, thama. But this is in the Greek, so let's get it.
Strong's G 5092, Timeh.
But anyway, it says, going into that word precious, how the Lord looks at the ones in the elect. Lord, wouldn't we be a part of that number who do believe in him? It says, a valuing by which the price is fixed. So the elect are the highest caliber men that there will ever will be, and ever will be, and ever were created. Our price is fixed. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna get lower. It's not something like you get a car or you get like a precious, like let's say hypothetically, you get a gold bar. According to Esau's standards, it can be worth X amount of money, but then you go 10 years down the line, it might be worth a different X amount of money. Like the value of it can quote unquote change. But see, the elect are a fixed thing. They're fixed, meaning it does not change. The worth and value of the elect does not change. If you are the elect, then you are the elect forever. It's no, oh well, you've been the elect for a long time now you can step down, or now, well, you don't got as much rights, or you don't got as much, we don't honor you as much anymore because, you've been the elect for 100 years, so we not going, no, see, we always going to have that glory. We're always going to have that shine, that honor, if you will, that the Lord is going to bestow upon us, Lord willing, if we endure to the end and we complete the mission and we achieve salvation, because that's the ultimate goal. But in order to achieve that salvation, we're going to have to go through a whole lot of bullshit, and a whole lot of people are going to stand in our way. So you have to look at these individuals as enemies to you, because what they're trying to do, whether they understand it or not, whether your family understands it or not, whether your friends in the world, who gives a fuck about them, whatever, fuck all them niggas. They're trying to keep you from the Lord. They're trying to keep you subconsciously, willingly, unwillingly, knowing or unknowing. They're trying to keep us from achieving and being perfect and being aligned with our power. The 2/3 don't give a fuck about Yahawashi. Esau damn sure don't give a fuck about Yahawashi. They are trying to keep us from achieving our glory. They're in the way. They're trying to stop us from getting our crowns. The crowns, it speaks about that in 2nd Esdras, how the Lord is going to bestow crowns upon the elect, man. They're trying to keep us from that moment. That we read about it, we believe it, it's in the scriptures, but they're trying to, and it's, but they're trying to stop us from getting our crowns, man, because they're wicked. And the spiritual demon Satan on the left hand is going to use them in every which way to try to attempt to overthrow us. So we got to keep that, that we got to keep that information in mind. So when certain things happen to you and us as a collective or on a personal level, keep in mind that whatever it is trying to stop you, attempt to stop you, because the elect through the Spirit by Yahawashi can't be plucked. We're sealed. We're good. But that don't mean that we're not going to be tested and things aren't going to happen to us to where it's like, what the fuck? But that's just what's going to happen. So it says, a valuing by which the price is fixed, the price itself of the price paid or received of a person sold or a thing bought and sold. It says, verse 2, honor which belongs or is shown to one, So we're trying to achieve that honor, man. We're trying to be precious, continue to be precious in the sight of the Lord. So it says, unto you which believeth he is precious, but unto them which are disobedient, we understand the disobedient are the 2/3. Disobedient are the wicked Israelites outside of the 2/3 that are around the four corners of the earth, doing mischief and being wanton, being undisciplined and unfaithful to their power, which is going to only lead to them being unalived, only going to lead to them receiving judgment. It says, the stone, which is Yahawashi, which the builders disallow, is the same made the head of the corner, and the stone of stumbling, the rock of offense. They are offended in Yahawashi, even to them which is a stumbling at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. All right, because the Lord has appointed and set up certain particular men on the planet Earth to be the elect, to be found faithful and receive mercy in his sight, receive that grace. And there's men on the planet Earth of the 2/3 and the wicked Israelites that are to receive judgment and death and many beatings, if you will. They're not going to just die regularly like, okay. They're going to receive many stripes and much pain. Like a person like Nate, or a person like, Nate of the IUIC, Bishop Nate, through the Spirit. A person like him, if he don't repent and turn his shit around, the Lord's going to hit him with many stripes, because he knows the truth. He knows, he understands what he's doing is wrong, but he's still doing it. So, and he's teaching men to go off. So he's gonna be least in the kingdom if the Lord don't put the Spirit on him to correct his ways. He's gonna be one of the probably lowest of the low in the kingdom, but he's still gonna be there. He's still gonna be shining. He's still gonna be, an Israelite, but just not, he's gonna be low. He's gonna be, because there's a rank, and it's gonna be rank. It's gonna be order in the kingdom. But that's the point I wanted to get on that. So let's go back to this Job. And get the rest of that. And then we're going to go to this video. And then we'll wrap this up. I probably should have played the video first. But real quick, let's play a little bit of this video. And then we'll come back to this. Because, like I say, we got to be careful. And you really got to be careful with these women. You got to be careful with pretty much everybody. Because anyone outside of this faith, even brothers in the faith, I'm not saying you got to look at people and look at your brothers and the man that's swinging the sword with you as, but you got to be circumspect, because we understand that just how within the 12 apostles before Judas got replaced with Matthias, Judas was a fucking agent. Judas was a spy. Judas was a wicked nigga. So you don't think that there's wicked niggas among the brotherhood, among us, that's doing foul shit, but at the same time you don't know about it because he's hiding it. He's playing the part. He's a Judas. The Judas spirit ain't left the earth. You understand? So if the Lord, when the Lord was on the earth, had a Judas spirit, you don't think we're in the last days? Now there ain't gonna be no Judas spirits like the Lord just read that. No, there's gonna be men that are playing the part very well, but yet they have intentions against the ministry, against ultimately they do not want Yahawashi to rule. I don't care what they say. I don't care how they spin it. I don't care the narrative. There are men in this faith, even among the apostles of GMS, all of that, in every camp, that are against the ways of the truth in its 100% format. But they're gonna play the part like it's all good. Whole time they looking and reporting to certain people, and they're looking for a way to overthrow you and overthrow the ministry in and of itself. But it can't be overthrown because this is of the Most High. Like it speaks about in Acts. This is not something that is of men. This is not something that we created and that we thought about and we brought forth with our own spirit and our own pride. No, this is of Yahawashi. This is heavenly. So it can't be overthrown, nor can it be stopped. You know, the elect will return to their first estate, okay? And under Yahawashi King David, we will put things back in its proper order. You know, with the earth and how things are ran. Everything's out of course right now. The world is upside down in a sense through the spirit, according to Isaiah 24. Let me see. I think that's Isaiah 24. You're right. Yeah, that's Isaiah 24:1. So, you know, keep that in mind, man. So let me get this video real quick, and then we'll speak on it and get a few more precepts probably, and then that'll be it. But when I seen the video, it just reminded me, like, boom, like, don't forget where you at. Don't ever forget where you at. Don't ever for a moment forget that, oh shit, I'm in Babylon. Oh shit, like any moment some bullshit can happen and really just fuck some shit up. You know, don't forget that there's these niggas out here killing people. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget that Esau's looking to destroy you. You know, that don't forget that this woman that you laying down with is not really, she's not with you. She don't believe. She don't believe in Yahawashi. You think she believe in Yahawashi? You think this bitch won't give you up the moment it get bad? Don't be foolish. But look though, let's get this video.
Woman who falsely accused a stranger of trying to kidnap and rape her is going to jail. Last April, 20-year-old Angela Urumova told police a man grabbed her in a parking lot, punched her, and tried to...
I'm gonna stop the video right there so you can get a good look at this woman and what we're dealing with. You can be minding your own business, not even know a bitch, and Satan obviously was on this woman to falsely accuse a man of a heinous, very heinous crime. He could have died in jail, or if it would have got more serious, if they would have sent him to some place where someone saw his charges, and you got some niggas in the system, jail system, prison system, whatever the fuck, that want to do some vigilante justice, and they could have killed this man off of and not even understand the fullness that this bitch lied. Because bitches lie all the time, you know, and bitches lie all the time. You gotta watch these hoes, you know what I'm saying? Take it with a grain of salt. You know, let's play it back a little bit.
And rape her is going to jail. Last April, 20-year-old Angela Urumova told police a man grabbed her in a parking lot, punched her, and tried to drag her into his truck. Police traced the man down and arrested him in front of his wife and kids. He spent a month in jail before detectives questioned Urumova about inconsistencies in her story.
So, this is Babylon, okay, where they uplift women, where they got that Queen of Heaven worship, which means they worship women as if they're gods, and as if these fucking harlots and these fucking wicked bitches can do no wrong. In which they do a lot of wrong. They do so much wrong. Scriptures speak about, give me any plague but the wickedness of a woman. You rather die than deal with these bitches. And that's not according to me. That's according to what the scriptures say. Let's get the precepts. Let's get one precept. I'm not trying to be here all day. Let me get this. This is what one of the greatest men, one of our patriarchs, Solomon, who ultimately, who was Yahawashi in reincarnation, if you can receive it. When he was Solomon, he asked the Lord for wisdom. He asked the Lord for wisdom to judge Israel, and the Lord bestowed it upon him. So he had much, probably the most wisdom ever, I would assume, outside of the prophets of the Lord who have the Holy Spirit. I guess that's up for debate, but that's neither here nor there. So he had wisdom, Solomon, and he said this in Ecclesiasticus, because Ecclesiasticus was written by Solomon. He said, I find more bitter than death the Lord said he rather die. Well, Solomon, through the Spirit, said he rather go to the spirit world than deal with these bitches. That's how bad they are. And not only them, you got niggas in the spirit of bitches. You got niggas that take on the spirit of women. And not all the time will they be, gay or flamboyant or on the fruity side. They'll be straight, they'll deal with women and all that, but they are emotional. They're in the same spirit and the vibration as a woman would be. And a man that's under the vibration and the spirit of a woman is a very dangerous man indeed. You got to be careful. You got to watch them. You got to stay away from these type of individuals. In my opinion, you got to stay away and keep people at arm's distance. Anyone that's not in his faith. Straight up. Don't be buddy. Don't be hanging around places you don't need to hang around for too long and doing shit that you don't need to be doing. Being around women that you know are wicked as fuck. If you gotta get what you gotta get from her and get the fuck on. Don't be spending the night. Don't be, you gotta use wisdom. You gotta use your judgment. You gotta have that spiritual discernment, because we out here in the valley of the shadow of death, and it is not sweet. It is not barbecue chicken. It is death. It is wickedness. It is left and right and left. We gotta watch our fucking backs, man. And we gotta pray unto the Lord, because, hey, it's crazy. Now, it says, I'm reading again. I find more bitter than death the woman. Because this bitch didn't have any type of reason to do what she did. She just did that shit. Like, she just let me wake up and destroy somebody's life. Off a whim. Just cause. You mean to tell me that that's not demonic? She's not a demon? She's not some type of form of weapon? And she's just one woman. That's just what one bitch can do. You know? And I'm sure we haven't seen the full extent of this bitch's wickedness. But the kicker is, I'm gonna play the rest of the video, and then I'm gonna comment. But let me read the rest of this verse. It says, whose heart? When you go into that word heart, it goes into lab in Hebrew, which means her mindset, her mind. The word heart means mind in Hebrew, so her mind is snares and nets. The woman's job on the planet Earth isn't to serve you right now. Not right now. Now, you would want to get a woman that's submissive and serve you, because it's in their nature. But for the most part, at least with these Babylonian women, these American women, that's not the case. That's not the case. Ultimately, on the left hand, they're trying to destroy you. And then once they destroy you, they're going to go on to destroy someone else. It's a repeating cycle. It's like a habit. And she's gonna look around and act like she didn't do anything. Just like as if a woman were to commit adultery, she's gonna wipe with her mouth. She's gonna wipe the nut off her mouth, and act like she didn't do nothing. She's not gonna take accountability. You think this bitch is gonna take accountability for literally doing what she just did? No. This is why the Lord Yahawashi is gonna have to come and put judgment on Babylon, and put judgment on these harlots, and put judgment on these hoes. And not only these hoes, it's not a woman bashing video, but fuck these bitches. The Lord's gonna put judgment on all these wicked men, all these simps, all these niggas that are against Yahawashi. Okay? It says, and her hands is his band. So she's trying to, something that's a band is like, you can liken it unto cuffs. Like if a policeman arrests you, he put you in the back of the police car. You're not going in the back of a police car without having cuffs on you. So he banded you up. You can't get out the cuff. You can't maneuver. You can't even scratch your nose. You understand? So these women are likened unto cuffs, unto bands. They're trying to restrict your movement, restrict you, destroy you. But it says here, whosoever pleaseth the Most High, which is Yahawah, shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. All right? So hey, that's why we got to keep our head on a swivel, man. Living in this wicked, defiled society. Because anything can happen, and you just going to be like, man, what the fuck? Because I'm sure this dude was like, what the fuck? Who is this bitch? And now I'm in jail for a whole month? So let's go back. Let's take the video back a little bit and listen. Because they said that this man had to spend a whole month of his life away from his family. Okay? Away from his children. Okay? Through the Spirit. Away from his wife. Okay? Through the Spirit. Taking food out of his kids' mouths because he's in somewhere in jail, not being able to see his kids, not being able to see his wife. He can't provide for his kids at that point, because he's somewhere in jail. He probably lost his job, okay? Or his job is looking at him crazy as fuck now because they see him on the news, or they check the jail records, and they're like, damn, what's going on with Bobby? Oh, damn, Bobby in jail for raping a bitch? What the fuck? Man, fire that nigga. All because of a false accusation from some harlot, some random bitch, some Randy. This is what we dealing with. This is where we at. Think about this. This is where we at. This is what we gotta deal with. And not just this. This is just one example. There's millions. There's thousands, millions upon trillions of examples of strange things that happen to Israelite men or just to men in general. Because I'm not saying, I'm not making this video. This video is mostly about Israelite men, but this can happen to any man in general. And we don't go off the flesh. Because there's Israelites that look like all nations of people. So you would think, oh, that's a white man. No. You have to try the spirit by the spirit. This is an Israelite thing. This is a bloodline thing. We don't care about complexion. If your spirit goes back, your blood, your seed line, so like it goes back unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then you would be an Israelite, period. So, but anyway, this is where we're at. This is what we're dealing with. So you tell me, this is where you want to stay? This is where you want to be? This is where you want to lay your head down at? You want to keep dealing with these type of women? You want to keep dealing? You want to keep trying to get box? You want to keep trying to get refurbished box? This is what we're dealing with. If you don't get angry about this or about the certain things that go on in society, the wickedness that goes on here, then you more likely might not be a man of the Lord. If this don't vex you, I don't know what will. Some random bitch come telling the police and they believe the hoe that you done raped her, whoop-de-whoop, which is she lied about that. We don't even know. You don't know this bitch from a can of paint. Now you're spending X amount of months or 1 month away from your family. So now your kids are worse off because you're not working. Now they gotta scramble and do something. Your wife, she's gotta scramble and do something. And you're somewhere in a fucking jail cell while this bitch roams free for a whole month until these bonehead Edomite police people figure out that, oh, wait a minute, hold up, bitch, hold up, you dumb wicked hoe ass bitch, you lying. This man ain't did shit to you. I don't understand why this wasn't solved within 24 hours. Like, hold up, bitch, you lying like a motherfucker. What are you talking about? He raped you. And like, what evidence did they have other than the accusation itself to arrest this man? Was there camera footage? Was there witnesses? It doesn't mention it in this clip, but I'm just saying, this is the type of shit that goes on. So let's listen again.
Arrested him in front of his wife and kids. He spent a month in jail before detectives questioned Ramova about inconsistencies in her story. She then admitted she had never met him and he never touched her. Ramova will spend at least a month and a half in jail for the false claims.
So this bitch sat here and lied about the most heinous crime that you can do to a woman within this society. And all that happens to her is she has to spend a month and a half in jail. When she just damn near completely ruined your life, you might not get that job back because you ain't been there in a whole month. And then the false accusation in and of itself, somebody might believe it and still think you did some shit just because, it's that type of shit. False accusations destroy you just as much as if you did do it. And he didn't do it. This is where we at. This is Babylon the Great. Confusion. I'm more upset that this bitch, that she needs to get life in prison for this shit. She needs to be immediately killed or something. But we gonna let the Lord handle it. But I'm letting you. But see, we're in Babylon where bitches can literally do whatever to you, damn near, and they're gonna get off scot-free. It's not equal. There is no equal. These women, in a sense, they have compassed us because Esau and his system has allowed these women to gad abroad, and he's giving them liberty to literally damn near unalive you and damn near get off scot-free. So, yeah. So, with that being said, I don't really have anything else to say. I just woke up to make this lesson. I'm tired. Still a little bit. My head hurts. Got a headache. And it's like, but I'm vexed at this bullshit. So I had to make a video. I had to, go into it a little bit. Lord willing, this was edifying unto the hopeful body of the hopeful elect, Kram Yasharala, and everything like that. But, we got to stay prayed up, man, because we need it within this place. Because this is Babylon, bro. This is truly Babylon. This is truly, a confused, wicked society, a confused, wicked, defiled society. All right, so with all that being said, I want to say shalom until the next video. Shalom.